Hey guys, today equations. So you can see we have two essential questions. How can you recognize their linear equation and how can you draw its graph? So you guys need to be taking notes along with mine. Right now I already have some stuff filled out, so if you need to, you can just pause it and catch up. So let's talk about this. Linear equations. So a linear equation is an equation whose graph is a straight line. So you're going to see we're going to be working with graphs of straight lines. Then, the points on the line are solutions of the equation. Now, I know that these are important. So since these are my notes and I'm going to use them to study, I'm going to go through. You can either highlight it, box it, whatever you want to do. I know that these are important vocab words, so I'm going to make sure I emphasize that. Okay? So the solutions are going to be the points on the line, and the linear equation is a straight line. Here's also a reminder right here about ordered pairs. It's saying that ordered pairs, x, y, are used to locate a point in a coordinate plane. Okay? So if you need to pause so that you can catch up and write all this, go ahead. I'll leave it up here for you. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chunk my notes. Okay, so all that means is I just split it up. That top part up here, these are some definitions. I know this is important. Down here, these are just graphs. Okay, so this is graphing by making a table. So this is what we're starting with. So, let's talk about this. If you are given an equation and you want to graph it by making a table, here's your equation, y equals negative 2x plus 1. So here's my table, x and y. I just picked some random x values. To find the y value, all you have to do is take whatever you are given for x and plug it in for x. So for example, the first one. Negative 2 times x, which is negative 1, plus 1. Well, negative 2 times negative 1 is 2. 2 plus 1 is just 3. So that's my y. Do the same thing for the next one. Negative 2 times 0 plus 1. Well, anything times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is just 1. Okay? Then if you look at the next one is the same. So negative 2 times 2, same thing, plus 1. And then negative 2 times 2, you get negative 4. Sorry, guys, this is just going in and out of focus. My bad. It's negative 4 plus 1, which is going to give you negative 3. Okay? So then now, what these become are your coordinates. So this is just negative 1, 3, 0, 1, and 2, negative 3. So all you did was take this equation, plug in your x values, get your y's, and then you write them as ordered pairs. Okay? So now that you have these as ordered pairs, all you have to do is plot them. So I'm just going to draw a graph. I got graph paper. It doesn't have to be perfect. These are just notes. And then you're going to plot them. We'll call this one A, B, and C. Okay? Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get this camera to focus. I know it's being a little crazy right now. All right. So A, negative 1, 3. So you go over negative 1, up 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's A. Okay? Then you have the next one, B, 0, 1. You plot it at B. There's your second point. And then you have 2, negative 3. There's C. Okay? So you guys just plotted those. Now I can take my ruler and I can draw my line through. And I just took that equation and graphed it by using a table. Okay? So that's all you have to do for that. So again, if you need to pause, you need to go back, you need to rewatch it, go ahead. Like I said, sorry about my camera, guys. I don't know what's going on today. It's acting really funny, okay? So that is graphing by making a table. Now, I'm going to be doing something else. So again, I'm going to chunk. So I'm going to split up my notes because I know that I'm going on to something else. It's a new topic. This time, we are going to be talking about plotting using the equation. So, plotting or graphing using the equation. Okay? Now, we've already talked about it. Hopefully you remember that the equation is what? Y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. Okay, sorry guys. My camera's driving me nuts right now. I'm sure it's driving you nuts too. Okay? So, what that means is whatever is in front of the x is your slope, whatever is after is your y-intercept. That means it's where you start. It's on the y-axis, meaning x is always 0, and then it's whatever your y is. Okay? So I'm going to give you an equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 3. Okay, so that's our equation. So let me draw a graph. And let's talk about how to start. So the first thing you do is plot the y-intercept. So I'm going to do step 1. Plot y-intercept. So that means right here the y-intercept is -3. That means it is on 0, -3. Because it's always on the y-axis. Okay, so I go down -3 because I start at 0, down 1, 2, 3. So there is my y-intercept. I plotted it. Okay? Your next step is use the slope and count. Remember, slope is rise over run. So that means from this y-intercept, you're just going to take the slope and count it. So it means rise 1, run 2. So that means you go up 1, over 2. And then I can keep doing that, so I get a couple more points. And then all I have to do is draw my line through. That's it, guys. So that is how you write the slope by plotting using the equation. So again, if you need to pause, you need to wait, catch up, do whatever you guys need to do. Okay? Now, I'm going to move on. So I'm going to turn my page. Now, again, this is a new subject. I don't really need a chunk, though, because I am on a new page. So this time, I'm going to be talking about some special slopes. So sometimes you will see a horizontal slope. And what that means, it's going to be just a horizontal line. That is 0 slope. Okay? That is important. A horizontal slope is a 0 slope. So that means y equals b. So whatever that is, that means every single y equals it. So for example, if I have a graph and I say y equals -2, that means every single y is on -2. So that's like 0, -2. Maybe this is -2, -2. So every single y is just going to be -2. That's all that means. Okay, so that's horizontal. The other one we have that is special is a vertical line. Vertical slope. What all that actually means is it is undefined. Undefined. You cannot find the slope. It is an undefined slope. So that means that every x is the same. So like if I have example x equals 1, and I plot that, that means every single x is on 1, right? So that's 1, 0. There's my x. If I go on this one, that's 1, -2. So every single x is going to be the same, so that is an undefined slope. What it's also saying is there's no change in your x, meaning you would end up with 0 on the bottom. So like if you took this and you plugged it into the slope formula, you'd have -2 minus 0 over 1 minus 1. So that gives you -2 over 0. You can never have 0 on the bottom of a fraction, so that's just another way of letting you know that it is undefined. Okay? Now, I'm going to chunk here because I'm going to have you guys try some of these problems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pose a problem, and then I want you to actually try to see if you can figure it out. I don't care what way you do it. So if you want to make a table, or if you want to just plot it by graphing it, however you want to try it. So here's your first one. So we'll just call these on your own. Okay, so on your own. Here is your first one. Y equals 3x. Okay? So, y equals 3x. What I want you guys to do is I want you to pause the video. I know you got to be honest with yourselves. You got to actually try it on your own. Pause the video. See if you can get it. And then play it again, and you can see that my answer is, okay? So I'll do it multiple ways to make sure you understand. So pause it now. Try it. All right, well, here's one way with the table. -1, 0, 1, 2. Plug in whatever x is for x. So I get -3, 0, 3, 6. Okay? I could take all those guys and graph them. So -1, -3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 2, 6. And there's my graph. If you did it a different way, you would have seen it has no b, so it's just 0, so it starts at 0. You count up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. That's your slope. Okay? Awesome. Now, I'm going to give you another one. Try this one. Y equals -1/3 x plus 4. Again, pause the video. Be honest with yourselves. Make sure you guys are actually trying these. You need to practice. So pause it, graph it, then come back and check. Alright, here's mine. I'm going to do this one just with the equation. So this right here is the y-intercept. I know that means 0, 4. So I start at 0 up, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my slope. It's telling me rise over run. So it's saying go down 1 over 3. So from here I go down 1 over 3. Again, down 1 over 3. And there is my equation. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you 2 more. And both of these are going to be some special circumstances. So try those 2 and see how you do. Pause it, be honest, then come back and check. Okay, so this one, it says y equals 3. That means every single y is 3. 1, 2, 3. There's your line. There's no change in the y, so it's just a straight line. This one, it says every single x is -2. That means every single x is -2. Okay? Now, this is the end of your notes. Make sure that you guys go back, you study these. You can go back and write your Cornell questions, highlight, underline, add whatever you think is important. Okay? Make sure you guys have these ready. Again, sorry about my camera.